Welcome back to the channel. Today I gave the Su-27SM discount thrust vectoring. And I say discount because it's kind of thrust vectoring, but it sort of gets the point across. But before we get into that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It does help push our videos out. And thank you guys for clicking on this video. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this video. Now, I gave the Su-27 and Su-35 skin because the Su-35 in real life does have thrust vectoring. Now, big disclaimer, I did not give this thing actual thrust vectoring nozzles. I just went into the files and gave it a rough estimate of what it would be if it did have thrust vectoring nozzles and an upgraded engine with thrust, etc., etc. And the reason I made this video is because I came up with the idea with the fullback. Now, the fullback can pull a lot of AOA, and we'll see what Gaijin does to its flight model when it comes to the game. But as you know, that jet can pull a lot of AOA, even without thrust vectoring, so whether it gets it or not, tell me in the comments down below. I haven't researched it enough to even know. But it did pop up an idea in my head. I'm like, what if I could give the Su-27SM thrust vectoring? Now, this jet did not get thrust vectoring in real life, so keep that in mind. But what it did get that people speculate and or claim is a better engine thrust to weight. Currently, the Su-27 bleeds a lot of speed when you pull post-stall maneuvers, or even when you go into a rate fight. Eventually you will bleed most of your speed, and you will get killed by most NATO fighters, and that's a problem a lot of players have been dealing with and complaining about. So, what I did in this video is I gave the Su-27SM upgraded engines in the CDK. Now, if you don't know what the CDK is, it's basically what you make user missions with, and in simple terms, I went into the files and did some Zigga magic, right? Now, the Su-27 can now pull into its circles whenever it pulls AOA because it has that extra engine thrust. So this isn't 100% thrust vectoring, but what it does is when I pull a high alpha maneuver, I'm able to actually pull into that circle instead of falling out of the sky like a brick. Now, WarThunder currently has the flanker doing that. As soon as you pull full AOA, the bird just bleeds way too much and falls out of the sky, and this has caused a lot of complaints. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give it a go and see how well this thing can actually maneuver. You can see here, I'm able to use sim controls to actually keep the nose up, and because I have an extra thrust, I believe 200 knots extra thrust. Do the math. But yeah, it helps the bird just pull into its circles a lot better and keep up with fighters like the F-15 who have a lot more energy and don't bleed as much. Now, the flanker is a one circle type of bird, but after you do go for a one circle, typically you're kind of screwed after that. This jet does not do well in a prolonged fight with NATO aircraft such as the F-15 or F-16, right? Because they could just out energy it and then bleed it to death, and it falls out the sky like a brick, as I've stated before. But because this engine upgrade is added to the aircraft, I'm able to actually stay in a fight a lot longer, or just finish the fight a lot earlier because I'm able to pull into my circles so much better. You can see here, I'm still gaining energy and still performing with the F-15. Typically, if I did that with the old model, I would have bled all my speed, I'd be stalling. I'd probably be able to get an R-73 shot off, but I'd be extremely slow. So, tell me what you guys think about this in the comments. Yes, it's not 100% thrust vectoring. I'd say it's around 40%, if that. But it does raise the question, how is Gaijin going to model the Su-35? I mean, that thing will be able to pretty much just turn around on a dime. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. The link to this mission will be down below. Other than that, subscribe and take care, guys.